Hey friends, I'm Greta from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a small town to a single mom who always celebrated my interests and made sure I felt valued since I was a little girl. I've always loved singing and performing, and Mom always supported me. When I was 8, I participated in my school's talent show with a singing act. I was so excited. But when I got on stage, the nerves hit me and I started shaking like a tree in the wind. And when I looked out into the audience and saw my mom smiling up at me, I knew I could face my fears and give a great performance.
Don't worry, honey. You've got this.
Okay? Yeah.
You're my honey bun.
I used to get some stage fright when I was younger. I loved singing more than anything in the world, but sometimes my nerves got the best of me. All of that went away after my friends told me how good I was.
You're like so talented.
Really?
Totally. I wish I could sing like you.
With my mom and friends supporting me, I felt unstoppable. So when all that was taken away, it was, well, difficult. When I was 13, I got the opportunity to audition for a prestige just performing arts high school called Cole House. I came in prepared with my very favorite song.
You're my honey bun, sugar plum, pumpy.
Incredible, superbly performed.
It had been my dream ever since I was 8 to attend. So I was thrilled when they offered me a spot the following fall semester. Cole House was all the way in New York City. I'd only ever been there once to see the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, so the idea of going there to live was intimidating. It was a boarding school, so I would be away from home for the first time in my life. My home friends wouldn't be joining me. They were all staying back to start regular high school in her hometown, but they were so excited for me.
Go get them, Greta.
We can't wait for you to take NYC by storm.
It would also be the first time my mom and I lived apart. Though I hated the idea of being away from her, I knew I needed to follow my dreams. And of course, my mom was super supportive.
I'm so proud of you, honey.
She dropped me off at the train station and waved goodbye.
See you in a few months, my Broadway star.
As soon as I stepped foot in Manhattan, all sorts of doubts started creeping in. What if I don't make any friends? I'm not a good enough singer for performing arts high school. Maybe I should just go back home. My fears just got bigger and louder when I stepped foot in my new school. It was gorgeous, with high vaulted ceilings and brightly painted classrooms. Just as I was looking up at the beautiful stained glass windows, I was suddenly shot to the ground by a pretty girl.
Oh, sorry I didn't see you there.
How rude! Could she tell I was out of place here? I didn't have too much time to think about it because my first class started in 2 minutes. I ran down the hallway just in time for the bell to ring and sat down in the last open chair right across from the girl who shoved me. Just my luck.
I see you've met Lena. She's a pill.
A boy sitting right next to me with curly hair and a cute smile put out his hand.
Hi, I'm Daryl.
I'm Greta. Nice to meet you.
You must be new here.
Was it so obvious? It was like I had a sign on my forehead screaming, "New girl." Daryl must have noticed my concern.
I just haven't seen you around here. Well, I would have noticed a pretty girl like you.
Yeah, I just moved here from Scaniotolis.
Never heard of it.
It's a tiny town. I really love it there, but I couldn't miss the opportunity to go to school here.
Cole House is pretty incredible, and this is my favorite class. Mrs. Larimer is the bomb.
Just then, a tall woman with a long braid and huge brown glasses entered the room.
Hello, class. I see some familiar faces. I see some shiny new faces. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mrs. Larimer, and this is Singing for the Stage.
I looked around the classroom and saw a lot of smiling, eager faces. It seems like a lot of people really liked Mrs. Larimer.
I hear we have a new student in school this year. Class, let's give a big Cole House welcome to Greta.
Hi, Greta.
Nice to meet you.
Just then, Lena chimed in.
Can't wait to hear you sing.
I felt like she was taunting me, like she felt she was better than me. What was this girl's problem? Before I could think about it too much, Mrs. Larimer was addressing the class.
Who's ready to present their audition cut?
All of a sudden, every student reached into their backpack and pulled out binders full of sheet music. I looked down into my backpack. There was nothing but a pencil box, a notebook, and a bagged lunch in there.
Did you not bring your music book?
I couldn't believe Lena was calling me out in front of all these people. I just wanted to blend into the brightly colored wallpaper.
Don't worry, it's your first day. No one expects you to be ready to perform.
Greta, it's your first day, so we'll give you some time to settle and you can perform for us next week.
Thanks, Mrs. Larimer. I shot a look at Lena so she would get the picture to just leave me alone. She caught my eye and smiled. What? Why would she tease me and then smile? What kind of mind games was she playing? Still holding my gaze, Lena's hand shot up in the air.
I'm ready, Mrs. Larimer.
Great, Lena, you have the floor.
Lena gave the pianist her sheet music and started singing. I wanted to hate it, but she had an unmistakably gorgeous voice. When she finished singing, the class applauded.
Great job, Lena. I can tell you've been keeping up with your vocal exercises this summer.
Mrs. Larimer gave Lena some constructive criticism, but I was distracted. I felt like screaming. Yeah, she has a beautiful voice, but that doesn't give her an excuse to be rude. But I just kept it bottled up inside, sitting politely.
Who would like to go next?
I wondered how anyone could feel confident following such a great performance. I would certainly be intimidated singing after Lena. I was wary of her, but there was no denying that she was a beautiful singer. Before I had too long to think about it, Daryl was standing up from his chair.
I'll go, Mrs. Larimer.
Daryl handed his sheet music to the pianist and sang a little bit to relay the tempo of his song. Even just hearing that much, I could tell Daryl was good, really good. The pianist nodded, and Daryl took his place in the center of the classroom. He looked at me and winked. I swear I turned bright red. Did everyone see that? Lena looked back at me, scowling. Daryl began his song. It was incredible. He sang with such confidence. The vibrations of his voice pulsated, making it feel like the room itself was breathing. I looked around, and I could tell everyone else was enjoying themselves as well. Everyone, that is, except Lena.
Well done, Daryl. That song really suits you.
Thanks, Mrs. Larimer.
Mrs. Larimer gave Daryl some adjustments and had him sing parts of the song over again. If this is what my new school was going to be like, just listening to cute boys sing, I had nothing to be worried about. I was starting to like it here. That evening, I was settling into my new bedroom in the dorms. As I was rounding the corner with some of my favorite snacks from the corner store, I heard a familiar voice.
Hi, Greta.
I couldn't believe it. Lena was my next-door neighbor. I was going to have to share a wall with her for the entire school year. I could feel my blood boiling under my skin. Hi, Lena.
Is this your first time in NYC?
She was smirking. What did she think she was better? Better than me just because she lived here longer than I did? I had to take a deep breath to control myself. No, actually, I came here to see Phantom of the Opera years ago.
I love Phantom. I've seen it like 7 times.
Okay, now she was bragging. Whatever, there was no reason to get worked up. I was just going to remove myself from the situation. That's really cool for you, Lena. And then I shut my bedroom door. The following week, when I got into the singing for the stage class, I made sure to bring my very own music book with me. I was ready to finally perform for my new classmates.
Greta, over here.
I looked over to see Daryl beckoning me towards him. He had saved the seat next to him with his backpack. Wow, cute, talented, and thoughtful. This guy seemed too good to be true. Lena looked at Daryl from across the room and rolled her eyes. I plopped down in the seat Daryl saved for me. What was her problem with me?
Don't let Lena give you a hard time. This is kind of awkward, but she and I actually used to date.
I was shocked. How could such a lovely guy date such a cruel girl? As if he could read my mind, Daryl responded.
Yeah, I know. She was actually really nice when we started dating, and she has such a gorgeous voice. We loved singing duets together, but things didn't work out, and now it seems like she's taken it out on you. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I appreciate you telling me. I had so many more questions for Daryl, but before I got a chance to ask any of them, Mrs. Larimer came into the room.
Okay, class, let's get ready to sing. Greta, have you had time to prepare your audition cut?
I was ready. I had been practicing all weekend, but now I felt so nervous. I clutched my music binder to my chest, willing myself to disappear behind it.
Break a leg, Greta.
My vision blurred until all I could see was Lena's stupid, big, smug face smirking up at me. All of a sudden, I felt like I was 8 years old again. My voice caught in my throat, and I couldn't stop my hands from shaking. Wished my mom was here to give me a reassuring smile. I longed for words of support from my home friends. I searched for Daryl among the sea of unfamiliar classmates, hoping he would provide me with some fortitude. He'd been so sweet to me this past week. He was the only person who seemed interested in being my friend. But when I scanned the room, I was shocked to see Daryl flirting with another girl.
Oh, Daryl, you're so funny.
She was giggling and looking up at me. Was I being paranoid, or were they making fun of me? Tears started in my eyes and my throat clamped down. I don't be able to sing a single note. I ran out of the classroom before my body betrayed me, and I let anyone see me cry. I ran down the hallway and slipped into the bathroom. I was finally alone. Leaning against the cold door, I let the sobs escape.
Greta, is that you?
What the heck was she doing here? Did she just want to rub it in? How I came all the way to NYC and couldn't even sing in a singing class? I felt like my brain was a volcano and lava was about to seep out of my ears. Lena, leave me alone. Haven't you already done enough?
What are you talking about?
I know I'm a failure. You don't need to tell me.
You're not a failure. You know, my first time in singing for the stage, I got so nervous I sang my whole song off key.
What? Was Lena trying to console me? Why are you telling me this?
Because I like you, and I don't want you to feel embarrassed.
You like me? Then why have you been tormenting me all week?
Tormenting you? What are you talking about?
You tripped me on my first day.
I didn't mean to trip you. I'm nearsighted and my glasses haven't come in yet.
I didn't see you until I ran into you.
I'm so embarrassed.
Oh well. What about when you talked down to me in the dorms?
I just wanted to get to know you. You seemed so cool. And I was new last semester, so I know how scary it can be to make new friends. I didn't mean to make you feel belittled. I'm sorry.
But Daryl said you didn't like me because you and him used to date.
Oh, that's so like Daryl. He pursued me last semester when I was the new student. I was so excited to make a new friend, and then it got romantic. But as soon as another new girl started here, he broke up with me. It's like he only has eyes for new girls. I just try to ignore him, but it's difficult because he has so many friends. And I just know he's telling them his own story about why we broke up.
I was remembering my first week with a whole new perspective. Suddenly, every mean thing Lena did to me was a misunderstanding or a kind gesture. I felt so foolish to have believed Daryl. I emerged from behind the bathroom stall and looked at Lena with new eyes. She looked so apologetic. I embraced her in a big hug, and before I knew it, we were both laughing at how silly the past week had been.
Do you think you're ready to get back to class?
Yeah, actually, when we got back to Mrs. Larimer's classroom, I could tell Daryl had been talking about me. Suddenly, his smile wasn't sweet, but a cruel smirk.
Hi, Greta. I'm glad to see you back in class. Are you ready for your song?
Seeing Daryl, I felt that familiar feeling of dread wash over me. But I looked over at Lena, and she gave me a reassuring nod and a warm smile. I'm ready. I closed my eyes and started to sing. I felt a quiver in my voice at first, but then it got stronger and stronger, and soon I was just lost in the lyrics and the music. When the last note ended and I opened my eyes, everyone erupted in applause. Some people stood up while cheering and clapping, and some people were crying, including our teacher. Even Daryl looked stunned.
Greta, your voice is so pure and beautiful. I think I can say for everyone that you've really moved us, and we're honored to have you here.
Lena leapt forward and gave me a bear hug, and finally, I felt at home at my new school. Hi, I'm Rue from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. My mom was a renowned doctor and loved me to bits. But when I was 6, I fell from a tree and hit my head. And even though I recovered fine, Mom went crazy. She never let me out of her sight after that. When I started school, she hugged me and cried like a baby at the gate. And she'd even drop by during recess to check on me.
Blood! Oh my God! What happened?
She picked me up and started running to the hospital. Mom put me down. It's just ketchup. And suddenly, we both went crashing into the food counter. By the time I was in 8th grade, I was super popular and a star player on the basketball team. Once during my match, I fell and bruised my knee, and Mom leapt out of the audience screaming hysterically. It was so embarrassing. And then she forced the principal to grant me 1 month's leave to recover. Ugh! I spent the next week in bed watching Avatar World videos about crazy, crazy moms like mine. But a few days later, it was my friend's birthday party, and I felt well enough to sneak out. But just as I was about to kiss this cute guy there, Mom barged in and smashed the music system.
That music's loud enough to hurt my baby's ears.
Mom, are you crazy? How did you even find me? Apparently, she had a tracker installed in my phone to always know my location. On the way home, we had a huge argument. If you ever do something like that again, I'm gonna leave for good and I'll throw away my phone. Mom, you won't be able to find me. And surprisingly, that worked. She kinda backed off, and I was relieved to be back at school soon. Guys, I'm back! I was hoping for an awesome welcome, but to my surprise, no one bothered to say hi. And just as I was about to sit, someone pulled my seat and I fell on my butt.
You can't sit there. It's Sally's seat.
Wait, what? This is my seat. And who's frickin' Sally anyway?
Me, I'm Sally. And you are?
I turned around to see a tall blonde girl offering me a hand. I'm Rue, and I think you're new because I've never...
Oh, Rue! The one with the crazy mom. It's nice to finally meet you. I just joined this month and it's okay. You can take this seat.
She smiled and went to another seat, and all the kids followed her. What the heck? A new girl had taken my place while I was gone for just a month. After that, I noticed how everyone was just too pleased by her. Even the teachers.
Oh, Ms. Olson, did you get a new haircut? It looks so nice on you.
Thanks. Sally, you're the only one to notice. You aren't just smart, you're kind too.
And she helped the other kids with their homework too.
Guys, I got this. You can copy from my assignment as long as you change some things.
Sally, you're the best.
Well, I doubted that. She was just too good to be true and just happened to appear out of thin air and take my popularity. But I wasn't going to lose to her. A basketball match was coming up, and I was going to show her who the real champ was. But on the day of the match, I could see Sally cheering for me with everyone else. In fact, she was cheering the loudest.
Woohoo! It's nice to have the champion back. Go, Rue!
Just then, I slipped on the basketball court and fell flat on my butt with a sprained ankle.
OMG! Someone help me pick her up. She's hurt.
Sally made me lean on her and took me to the nurse's room. She stayed with me the whole time the nurse attended to me, and I was beginning to think I'd misjudged her. She really was quite nice. Later, when I reached home, Mom came running and hugged me tight.
Oh my God! Are you okay? Let's go to the hospital right now.
Ugh, Mom, I'm fine. It's just a small sprain.
That's enough. You're not going to play that stupid game anymore.
Mom grabbed my shoes to throw them away, and that's when I noticed grease all under my shoe. Oh my God! Someone did it on purpose to make me slip, and I knew in my bones it could be none other than Sally. But since I had no proof, I decided to play nice for a while and keep an eye on her. A few days later, there was a big selection quiz for the nationals team, and I saw Sally mixing something in the free juices for all the contestants. Minutes later, the kids were clutching their tummies and running in and out of the bathroom. Ah, that evil witch! Of course she was selected for the finals. But I knew what she had done and decided to confront her. I followed her to the girls' washroom and pushed her to the wall. I'm not fooled by you, Sally. I know what you did there. I saw you mixing something.
Oh, Rue! What's wrong with you? Why are you hitting me?
And saying that, she slapped her own face really hard and started crying loudly. What? Suddenly, some girls came out of the washroom cubicles and pushed me aside.
Gosh, Rue, look at her face. You slapped her so hard it's all red.
We're going to tell the principal that you're bullying Sally.
No! Don't do that! I don't want to cause trouble. We should give Rue a chance to fix this. If she says sorry to me, I'll let it go this time.
What? The freaking frogs! Me say sorry to her? Ugh! No way! I pushed her harder this time and stormed out of there. But now I knew she was a cunning fox, and I had to play smarter than her. Soon, the elections for the new school president were announced, and I was super excited to participate. But guess who else was running for president? Sally! She already had loads of kids working for her campaign and making her posters. One day, while I was in the library working on mine, I heard some noises. I went ahead to check, and I was shocked to see Sally bullying a kid.
What do you mean you didn't complete my assignment? I need it back within an hour or I'll kick your butt, you moron!
She took his glasses off and threw them on the ground and crushed them. The guy looked terrified as Sally walked away. Just then, I had a mind-blowing plan. I quickly went in and picked up the guy from the floor. Hey, you don't have to be scared of her, okay? I'll help you get rid of her, but you'll have to help me too. You just have to speak the truth in front of everyone, and I'll make sure she never lays a finger on you again. Deal? The guy looked at me with teary eyes and nodded. A few days later, we had an event where each candidate had to speak up in front of the entire school, and I was all set to see my plan in action. Minutes before Sally was about to come on stage, I was so happy to see the guy she'd bullied standing there already. Sally's whole act was about to be exposed. Yippee!
I need to tell you all something. One of the candidates here is a chameleon who pretends to be your friend, but in reality, she's a bully.
And saying that, he pointed at me. What in the father frickin' world?
That's her, Rue. She even smashed my glasses the other day and put my head inside the toilet. She's a bully.
What? Have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? It was Sally. Can't you remember? She smashed your glasses.
Who's Sally? And please, please don't kill me. Please, someone save me from her.
Saying that he ran and hid behind the other kids, and all of them went bonkers on me.
Rue, we already knew you could be a bully, and now you're blaming Sally for this? Everyone knows Sally would never do something this horrible.
Yeah, we saw what happened in the washroom the other day. You're the bad person here, and you don't deserve to be the president.
And they all started throwing tomatoes at me. I ran out of there to save my butt, but I was so gonna kill Sally now. After the event was over, I followed Sally and saw her kissing that jerk who betrayed me in front of everyone. That's how she turned him on her side. She was such a devil. I heard them laughing and talking about how they'd humiliated me in front of everyone. I couldn't take it anymore. I went ahead and kicked him in the butt. You're such a world-class jerk. You lied in front of everyone for a wicked lizard like her.
Watch your mouth, Rue, or I'll tear off your tongue.
Whoa, look at that. Finally, your true colors are coming out, Sally. But guess what? I've known from day one that you're a witch. And soon, I'll prove it to everyone.
You recorded us?
Oh, yes, I did.
You know I'm tired of pretending to be nice to you. I wish you had slipped and hit your head that day, but you just got away with a little sprain. But today, I'm gonna kill you, Squid Face.
Saying that, she charged at me like a mad bull, and we broke into a wild fight. Within minutes, the cheating jerk came in and held me by my hands. Let go of me, you idiot, or I'll put your face in the toilet seat for real this time. I tried to fight them both, but they locked me inside a small janitor's room.
No one's gonna come here till tomorrow, Rue. And I'm gonna be the next student president by then. And your little phone, I'm gonna destroy it.
Both of them left, and I tried to break open the door, but nothing worked. When I'd almost given up, I suddenly heard a loud thud on the door, and it flew open. Mom! Oh God! I can't believe you found me. I hugged her tight.
Are you okay, sweetie? What happened to you?
Wait, Mom! How did you find me here?
Oh, honey. After you said you were going to throw away your phone the next time you run, I may have put a tracker device in all of your shoes.
Mom?
Okay, sorry. But see, it helped. I was able to help you today after you didn't come home for so long.
She was unbelievable. I immediately ran out to find Sally and saw she was making a bonfire in the school backyard, and she had my phone in her hand. I went in and hit her from behind, and the guy ran away seeing Mom with me.
What are you doing? Let go of me, you witch! I'm gonna kill you this time.
Oh, you can try, but you're not getting away with anything now. This time, I tied her and made sure she didn't run away until we called the principal and her parents.
We are really sorry, but she has a histrionic personality disorder. Because of that, she wants to be noticed and praised all the time. We kept it out of her records when she joined this school.
Oh God, I didn't know I was taking such a dangerous kid. But you've been really brave, Rue. I'm gonna announce you as the next student president tomorrow.
No, I'm the best one! I'm the best! She's nothing!
Saying that, she broke the ties and leapt towards me.
I'm gonna burn this entire school with you in it, loser!
Thankfully, the principal had called security and they took her away. After everything was over, I turned to Mom, thinking she'd go all crazy again. But she hugged me.
Oh, honey, are you okay? I was so scared.
I'm fine, Mom. Thanks for saving my life today.
I love you.
But no more tracking devices, please.
Interrogating informants was one of my duties, and today was no different. Mr. Kent, have you or have you not been selling secret information to the enemy? If you don't talk, I'm going to have to use reinforcements and...
You have to look more scary, Rosie, and keep that Kaiser away from me.
Okay, shut up and put the gag back on so we can. Just then, my phone rang. Mom, you sound scared. What's going on?
Listen to me carefully. Your dad and I have gotten into some kind of trouble. Dad got badly injured and is in the hospital, but you can't see him now. It's dangerous.
Mom?
I think someone's tailing at me, and...
Wait, Mom? Mom? I think Mom's in trouble. Hi, I'm Rose from LA. I'll tell you what's going on. But first, please like and subscribe. My twin brother Enzo and I were raised by parents who are the most interesting people I know. They are undercover agents who work for the wait that's supposed to be top secret. Anyway, Mom and Dad didn't trust anyone to look after us, so a lot of times we found ourselves hidden under the table or behind a curtain during their top secret meetings. But I broke the rules and popped out from time to time.
Believe now, Mario. I think we're done here.
Not before he gets us double chocolate muffins.
I want vanilla.
Rosie, I thought I told you guys to stay hidden.
It's muffin top when we're on the job, Mama.
You can go, Mario.
And bring us a report tonight.
By the time we turned 10, it became more and more difficult for them to take us with them, and they made it clear that it was for our safety.
This job is dangerous and you need to stay home from now on.
But Dad, I've gotten really good. I can help trace people and find information.
I'm okay with staying home.
See, your brother gets it.
Oh, he's just scaredy cat.
If you promise to lay low for now and learn everything that you need to, we'll let you come with us on one of our major cases.
By the time I was in my final year of high school, I had acquired quite a number of investigative skills from observing my parents. Enzo and I had become attached to this guy who could hack into any system, but living like a decent human being is where he drew the line. You know, in those movies where the tech geek never cleans his room, never showers? That was my brother. You reek, you pea-brained Jerkosaurus Rex or something called a shower.
Hey, I don't get paid to take showers or smell nice.
You don't get paid to do anything. The least you could do is shower, or no one will ever hire you.
I don't need anyone to hire me. I'll work for Mom and Dad.
To the shower now.
Mom and Dad will hear about this.
If you can go near them without killing them first. When we weren't fighting, I was using him to test out my interrogation techniques. We made a pretty great team where he was the tech genius and I was the muscle, and I always knew that we would crack a case together one day. But that day came sooner than I thought when Mom made that dreadful phone call.
Well, what did she say?
I think she's been kidnapped and Dad's badly injured in the hospital.
Which hospital?
She didn't say. Did you do your hacking thingy and see if you can locate them? As soon as Enzo started working on his laptop, the doorbell rang, starting with us both.
It's the middle of the night. Who could it be? I'll check that.
Before he could even check the security cameras, I grabbed my weaponized frying pan and headed to the door. Whoever it was, you have chosen the wrong house. But there wasn't anyone at the door.
Rosie?
Did you?
There was a hooded figure in the frame, but he disappeared before I could zoom in on his face. It's like he knew where the camera was and hid his face. Also, I found Dad, but still nothing on Mom.
What?
It's almost like she disappeared from the face of the earth.
This wasn't good. But at least we'd found Dad. So I rushed to the hospital while Enzo worked on finding something, anything, that could lead us to Mom. At the hospital, Dad didn't look too bad, but something he said made me worry.
Look, improvise. No, I know Mom before, or before it's too late.
But Dad, where? Where do I start?
The door.
What? I turned to look at the door. Someone's face suddenly disappeared. By the time I got to the hallway, whoever it was, it disappeared. Someone was definitely following me, and I intended to catch them before they caught me. That night, Enzo and I stayed awake, trying to trace Mom, going through every case and every file we could find in their office, and sat through every security footage of the house, but couldn't find anything. What would Mom and Dad do? The answer came very clearly the following morning, when Enzo startled me awake from where I dozed off in a chair.
The person with the hood is back.
A figure in a hoodie rushed through our lawn to the front door. Right on cue, the doorbell rang, and we watched as he hid behind one of the bushes and watched the door. I think we just found our first clue. Stay here.
He looks very weak. Go get him, Tiger.
I had to catch this guy by surprise, so I grabbed a stick, ran out through the back door. Within seconds, I was standing behind him. Hey! As soon as he turned, I swung the stick up and hit him square in the face, sending him sprawling to the ground, and he passed out immediately. I put a bag over his head and dragged him into the barn, then tied him to a chair and waited for him to wake up, which he did a few minutes later.
Oh, hey, the name's Maxwell. How you doing, princess?
Seriously, man, read the room.
Whoa, hold your horses. You already broke my nose. Don't hit me again. What's in that freaking sock anyway?
I ask the questions. Who else knows about me? Who sent you to stalk me?
I'm not stalking. I just happened to be here when you found me. Wait, or are you stalking me? I mean, since it was you that came up from behind me.
You think you're smart, huh?
I've been told that I'm pretty impressive. How about you loosen these up, then we can talk, princess?
That arrogant. But now that his head wasn't in a sack, I couldn't help but notice how absolutely dreamy. And when he smirked, then flipped his hair to the side, My legs went jelly, and the butterflies in my stomach blushed. Wait a minute, Rose. Wake up. Your parents would be ashamed of you right now. Does he think he was in a commercial or something? What a loony.
Did you say something?
I'll get you a glass of water. You look thirsty. If there was something I learned from my parents, it's that if you let an informant go, they'll lead you right to your target. So leaving him loosely tied and the bond door slightly open, I left to get him water. And just like I'd expected, it took him less than 1 minute to loosen himself and leave the barn.
Rosie, he's getting away.
And let the games begin. Come on, let's go.
What? Where? Why do I have to go?
Because he could be leading us to Mom. We followed the guy from a discreet distance for about 10 minutes to a creepy old blue house. After looking around suspiciously, as if to see if he was being followed, he went in.
I don't know about this. I think we should go back.
Remember what Dad used to tell us?
You have to follow every clue to the end. Doesn't matter how small or big it is, it'll lead you to something.
We have to see this through.
Oh, okay. I'm only coming because it's creepier out here alone.
With Enzo behind me, shaking like a twig, I stormed into the house. A woman in a black suit, her bright red hair tied back in a ponytail, wearing a mask, and stood over someone bound to a chair in the middle of the room. I couldn't see who it was because her head was in a bag, but I'd recognize those white sneakers anywhere. I'd bought Mom those shoes on her birthday last year. Mom, I finally found you! Tightening my grip on the weaponized frying pan, I ran towards the kidnapper. Step away from my mother, or you lose your teeth. But the moment the woman turned around and pulled off her mask, she took me by surprise. Mom, what's going on here? Then whose?
First, give me this dreadfully ugly pan before you hurt someone. Secondly, welcome. We've been waiting for you, detectives.
Wait, I'm so confused right now. I thought you were kidnapped. Or are you the kidnapper?
And why is the kidnapped wearing your shoes? Suddenly, old, creaky house lit up. Dad came out carrying 2 birthday cakes, accompanied by the guy from before.
Happy birthday?
Birthday?
Dad, I thought you were in the hospital.
Sorry, I was acting on orders.
Our birthday isn't until 2 weeks from now.
All right, someone explain what's going on here. And could you please remove the bag off of this poor lady? But when Maxwell pulled the bag off, it revealed a faceless mannequin. Enzo fainted at the sight of it. This poor boy! Look what you did to him! He's going to have nightmares for months!
All right. I think we should tell them what's going on after we give Enzo first aid. Honey, are you sure he's our son?
Don't be mean.
When Enzo finally woke up, Mom and Dad explained how they came up with this brilliant idea to give us for our birthday adventure.
Maxwell is a secret undercover agent in training from a secret intelligence school. He was your clue and you followed it well.
Also, it was very clever how you used him as a lead. You get points for that, and your hacking skills are getting better, sweetie. Sorry I blocked you, though.
I wonder I couldn't trace you. You have to teach me that.
You can't outsmart the master.
You guys are pretty cool, and how did you come up with these weapons anyway?
You're lucky I didn't break your teeth, you know?
I don't doubt it.
Get a room.
And since you're graduating in a couple of months, you can join Maxwell in the secret intelligence school.
Best birthday ever! Hi, my name is Hermione, and I'm from Greece. Please like and subscribe. My dad left before I was born, but I grew up with the most amazing mom who was a hairdresser at a really fancy salon. But when I was 10, I ran into the salon one day to show Mom my report card while she was working on a beautiful woman. Suddenly, I tripped over something and went flying straight into Mom, who ended up snipping off half the woman's hair, and she went ballistic.
You moron. What have you done? I look like a hideous boy. I'll make sure you never work in this town again.
And before I knew it, Mom was fired. I was really sorry, but she wouldn't hear it.
It was an accident. Darling, don't worry. I'll find another job.
But the woman wasn't kidding. Mom couldn't get a job anywhere in town as a hairdresser. And soon enough, we were too broke to even make rent. Then one day, Mom said she'd talk to her older sister, and we'd be moving to another town to live with her. I'd never met this aunt before, and when we got to her house, my jaw dropped. Her mansion looked as big as the Parthenon. As a maid let us in, a plump woman dressed in expensive clothes walked into the hall, my aunt. I rushed forward to hug her, but she stopped me.
What are you doing? Don't touch me. Just do a curtsy.
Who was she? The freaking wife of Zeus. Just then, a pretty girl about my age came running in, and she stomped on my foot.
You're ugly. I can't believe you're my cousin.
Wow, I had to live with these people now. Of all the rooms in the mansion, Aunt gave me and my mom the dusty old attic to share. And at dinner time, I could feel her eyes on me as I helped myself to more food. She seemed to be the cheapest millionaire ever, but I promised I'd behave well and not cause Mom any trouble, which was easier said than done. My cousin Lydia was a year older than me, and I soon discovered that Aunt was obsessed with making her a model. One day, I found Lydia balancing a pile of books on her head while her trainer screamed at her to walk straight without dropping them. The very next second, they all came crashing.
Lydia, you have no balance, no grace. How will you be a model? You skinny girl. Come try this.
To my surprise, I walked across the room with the books. Easily, Lydia angrily tried again, and this time, she went crashing into a very expensive vase.
Mom, look what Hermione did.
What? Aunt came charging into the room like an angry bull, and no matter how much I protested, she wouldn't hear a word, and she actually took money from Mom to pay for it, which was her 2-month salary. Gosh, Aunt was such a witch. Soon after, Mom got me enrolled in the same school as Lydia. On the very first day, I just sat down at the cafeteria where she and her friends joined me.
We thought we'd give you company. You've clearly made no friends.
I'm fine, actually.
So Lydia tells us you're her maid's daughter. It's so amazing that her mom is paying for your school.
What? No, she's not. My mom is.
Ew, your mom packed you meatballs for lunch? So uncool. We only eat salad.
Well, I guess you have to watch what you're eating. Suddenly, Lydia leapt forward angrily and rubbed my lunch all over my face.
Did you just call me fat? Call me that again and I will end you.
With that, she and her friends walked away. I wanted to kick her butt so bad, but I didn't want to get into trouble. I just tried to keep my head down and focus on my studies. But Lydia and her friends would find some way to bully me. And it didn't help that I looked really bad in Lydia's oversized hand-me-downs. When Lydia's 15th birthday came around, Aunt threw her a huge birthday bash. And even though she had tons of servants, she made me slave away in the kitchen too. I finally managed to escape and snuck up to the table with a plate. Just then, Lydia came running and snatched it.
What do you think you're doing?
Are you stupid? I'm about to eat, so give that back.
No, it's my birthday and I decide who eats. And you can't.
Oh yes, I will. What you gonna do? Go crying to mommy, you big baby.
What did you just call me?
I said you're a big baby. With that, I grabbed a chunk of cake and threw it at her face. She pounced on me, and we went crashing straight into the food table. As we threw food at each other, Lydia's friends also joined in, and a food fight broke out. When Aunt arrived at the scene, she started screaming like a maniac, and all the kids fled while Lydia burst into tears that her birthday was ruined. And then Aunt turned to me.
You clean up this mess right now, or I'll throw you and your mother out tonight.
Do what you like, you miserable creature. I'm not cleaning. I dashed to my room. Oh God, what had I just done? A few hours passed and no one came to my room. I was beginning to get worried. Why Mom wasn't home yet? So I snuck down quietly to find her wiping the walls and floors clean. Mom, why are you doing that? I'm really sorry. I'll do it.
It's okay, Hermione. I feel awful that you have to live here because I can't afford a place. I promise someday we'll leave, but we can't just yet.
You don't have to feel bad about anything. I'll be good. I'll even say sorry to Aunt, but I don't understand how you two are even related.
We never got along. Even as kids, she always wanted to have everything I had. Now she has so much more, and she's still a witch.
We both burst out laughing as we cleaned the mess. I'd put up with anything as long as I had Mom by my side. But after the birthday, Lydia and her friends were being a lot meaner at school. One day during recess, she and her friends started hounding me in the corner.
Hey, Twiggy, you're light as a stick, I'm sure.
Oh, she is. Why don't you go see for yourself?
Suddenly, the guy just picked me up as I kicked and screamed. Let me go! Put me down right now! But they threw me in the janitor's closet and locked it. Just then, I heard them all running off, and seconds later, the principal opened the door. He'd seen everything, and he punished the bullies by suspending them for a week. And when I got home, who was Aunt furious at? Me.
It's your fault my darling was suspended. She's just a kid, and she's never been punished for anything in her life.
I'm a kid too, and she got punished for bullying me.
Well, if she's getting punished, you will too. You'll serve all the guests at my party tomorrow, or else.
I didn't want Mom to suffer again, so I kept my mouth shut. Aunt's party was full of super rich friends, and I was busy serving them when a lady caught up with me.
Hi, you're really pretty. Are you interested in modeling?
Before I could answer, Aunt interrupted.
Her A model? No, she's just a maid. Don't waste your time on her.
But you're naturally built. For a model, you're perfect. I can see you being Miss World, I tell you.
Turns out the lady was the owner of a big fashion magazine, and she wanted to have me as her cover page model.
What? That was supposed to be Lydia, not this stupid maid.
Well, darling, I'm sorry Lydia isn't fit for my magazine.
Aunt went totally bonkers. She grabbed the woman's drink and threw it in her face. Then she started screaming at everyone.
Party's over. Everyone get out. And you're grounded.
But when I told Mom later all about it, she was so excited. She insisted we'd go together to meet this woman. We went to the lady's office the very next day, and she was really happy that I showed up. She immediately signed me up for a big magazine shoot. I woke up super pumped on the day, but seconds later, I was screaming at my reflection, that which Lydia had chopped off my hair in my sleep. I looked terrible, but Mom came to the rescue. She gave me a beautiful pixie cut, and the magazine lady absolutely loved it. And I totally nailed the shoot. Everyone thought I was a natural. Within the next 6 months, I was on lots of magazine covers and billboards. And suddenly, things at school changed too. I was no longer the skinny kid with hand-me-downs. I was the popular model kid now, with a wardrobe that fit me just right. And the best part was watching Lydia burn. A few weeks later, there was a fashion show at school, and Lydia immediately signed up for it too. On the day of the event, I decided to take a quick shower in the gym before getting ready. But as I stepped out, I saw to my horror that Lydia had gathered all my clothes, and she just grinned at me and she walked out. Oh my God, what was I gonna do without any clothes? I looked around, and the only thing I saw were the curtains. I quickly pulled them down and made them into a dress with safety pins. And it didn't look half bad. Lydia looked shocked when I walked down the ramp in my curtain dress and blew her a kiss. When I was announced as the winner, she went insane. She literally jumped on me trying to snatch the trophy away. She would have poked my eye out if some teachers hadn't rescued me. That night, I was walking down to the kitchen when I heard Lydia and Aunt talking about me.
Just make her go away, Mom. I can't stand her anymore. She's ruining my life.
Okay, baby. I'll get rid of her somehow. You know, I got rid of her father, too, a long time ago.
Wait, what? Got rid of my father? Is that what you just said?
What are you doing here? Can't I have some privacy in my own house?
Just shut up and tell me what you meant about Dad.
Yes, I got rid of him after my stupid husband left me. I fell in love with your father, but he fell head over heels in love with your stupid mom. I couldn't stand it, so I convinced him that your mom was pregnant with someone else's child, and he left. If I couldn't have him, no one could.
While I stared at her, speechless, I heard Mom behind me.
How could you do this to me? All these years I thought it was him, but it was actually you. Are you completely crazy?
Why should you have everything? You didn't deserve him anyway. I would have given him the world.
But before she could finish, Mom leapt forward and slapped her hard.
You've had this coming for a long time. Come, Hermione, we aren't staying here another minute.
We packed our bags and checked into a hotel for a few days. We decided that the first thing we had to do was track down Dad. Mom started calling up their mutual contacts, and luckily, we found out soon that Dad lived in another city now, and that he owned $1 million company. My dad was a millionaire? The very next day, we flew over and showed up at his company. Mom asked me to wait outside while she went to talk to him in his office. Half an hour later, Mom called me, excitedly. As soon as Dad saw me, he hugged me tight.
I can't believe you're my daughter. This is a lot to take in. I'm so sorry for leaving. I should have been there for you. I never should have believed your aunt's lies. I never want to spend another minute without you both.
He then showed us a picture of Mom in his wallet and said he'd never gotten married because he'd never loved anyone the same way again. Soon after we moved in with Dad, I planned a wedding for my parents. Because they never got the chance earlier, I decided to personally invite Aunt, so I went to her place.
Come begging for a place to stay again, haven't you?
I handed her the wedding card. I'm rich enough to buy your house now, but that's not why I'm here. The wedding is next week. You and your daughter can come to witness that true love can't be separated, but evil people always end up alone in a big house. You are the best example. I walked out, and I never saw her again. I was my mom's bridesmaid at the wedding, and it was the happiest moment of my life to see her get everything she truly deserved. And now, I'm living my best life with my family.
Hi, I'm Soleil from Monterey Bay, and my life was a nightmare until I turned 15. Before I continue, please like and subscribe to Fareeb. I was born with a condition called macrodontia that meant my teeth were much larger than normal size. It wasn't a big deal, but people were giving me a hard time for it. Like one time in 4th grade, I was waiting in line for picture day when my teacher, Mrs. Smith, pulled me aside.
Sweetie, I need you to keep your mouth closed for the picture. No smiling, okay?
You don't want me showing my teeth, do you?
It's just that you're such a pretty girl, and your teeth just may be a bit distracting for the picture.
It's not my fault you think my teeth are distracting. I have a condition, you witch. Maybe I shouldn't have called Mrs. Smith a witch. It landed me in double detention. But luckily, I told my parents everything that had happened, and they were furious. They got my teacher fired for discrimination against a kid, and I felt pretty pleased with myself. Though unfortunately, kids at school started making fun of my teeth after the picture day incident. I ignored them most of the time, but sometimes I just wanted to slap their dumb faces. The only thing that helped me through the day was singing after school in my room. It was my dream to become a singer, but I was way too shy to sing in public. Then one day, everything changed when a new girl came to our class. Her name was Lydia, and she was a famous child actress. I'd loved her movies ever since kindergarten. She was literally my idol. We were even paired as lab partners and instantly became friends. I told Lydia all about the bullying and my witch teacher, Mrs. Smith, and she was so sweet.
Those people are dumb. You're perfect just the way you are. Just stick by my side, and none of the bullies will ever bother you again.
Soon, I found out Lydia was right. Whenever I was with her, the kids left me alone. I was untouchable. By the time Lydia and I were in 8th grade, we'd become besties. But when we got to high school, things got a little crazy. On our first day, kids started staring and whispering at us in the hallway. Within seconds, everyone pushed past me so they could take selfies with Lydia and ask for her autograph. This went on all morning, and by lunchtime, I decided to study in the library for some peace and quiet. Then suddenly, as I was walking to a table, I tripped over someone's shoe from behind. We both fell forward, and I landed on top of some girl.
Get off me, you jerk!
Geez, I'm sorry, it was an accident.
Please! I know who you are. You're the new bodyguard of that teen actress Lydia. You think you're so important that you don't have to look where you're going.
First of all, I don't think that at all. And second, I'm not Lydia's bodyguard. I'm her best friend.
Haha! Well, she's telling everyone you're her new bodyguard. If I were you, I'd find out what that's about.
The girl got up and stormed off. What was she talking about? I found out later the girl's name was Kara, and everyone was super creeped out by her. Part of it was because she wore black lipstick and dyed her hair white. The other reason was because she just sat in the library all day and never talked to anyone. So I probably shouldn't take anything she said seriously, right? But her comment about me being Lydia's bodyguard was just so weird. So I decided to confront Lydia about it, and when I did, she got really quiet.
I have to tell you something. I have a stalker. He's some obsessed fan who's been sending me weird letters that he's gonna kidnap me and we're gonna get married. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about it. I just really need a bodyguard.
Whoa, I had no idea. But wouldn't it be better if you hired some big, tough adult? I mean, I can't fight a weirdo stalker.
Soleil, you're my best friend. You're the only person I trust. I don't want some stranger following me around 24/7. Please, I need you to do this for me.
Okay, don't worry. I want you to be safe. So I'll be your bodyguard. Lydia was really relieved, and I was glad I could protect her. But soon I discovered being her bodyguard was a living hell. Not only did I have to follow Lydia everywhere, I had to show away everyone who tried to talk to her. Lydia just didn't trust anyone, but her fans blamed me for it.
I just wanted to know where Lydia bought her bracelet. I'm not trying to hurt her, you jerk.
Then one day things got really out of hand. I was walking Lydia down the hall when this muscular jock tried to shove me.
Out of my way! Buck teeth! I want to talk to our local movie star, aka my future girlfriend.
Lydia just looked at her phone, and I knew that meant she wasn't interested and didn't want to deal with him. Sorry, dude, but Lydia doesn't want to talk to you. And as her bodyguard, I'll have to ask you to leave. At that second, the guy grabbed my shoulder and I had no idea what he was gonna do. I turned to Lydia for help. but I didn't see her anywhere. Instead, some girl pinned the guy's arms behind his back. It was Kara!
Leave her alone, psycho! My mom's a cop and can have you locked up so you never see the light of day again.
Kara let the guy go and he ran off. I was amazed that she, of all people, had defended me. Wow, Kara, I can't thank you enough for protecting me. I was so scared.
Don't get used to it. I just felt bad for you because you're the bodyguard of that stuck-up princess. Notice how she just walked off while you almost got beaten up?
Kara walked off, and I realized her words made sense. Lydia had abandoned me, and worse. When I kept calling and texting her, she didn't answer. The same day at school, I saw Kara walking into the auditorium, which was empty. This girl was so mysterious. I followed her inside, and seeing her, my jaw dropped. She was playing the piano, and she was incredible. Holy croosh! You're a pianist. I didn't mean to sneak up on you. Please don't punch me. But you're really good, dude.
Oh, you again! Yeah, I play the piano, but I'm not that good. I mean, I kinda am, but I could never play in front of other people.
I totally get what you're saying. I've always wanted to be a singer, but I've never had the guts to sing in front of anyone.
So, why not sing something now? Come on! No one's here and you've heard me play piano. It's only fair.
I took a deep breath and started to sing something. And for the first time, I saw Kara smile.
You're not bad at all, Soleil. You should try out for the spring showcase. If you do, maybe I'll accompany you.
I felt my heart race. Was she serious? At that second, my phone rang and it was Lydia. Girl, where have you been? I've been calling you all day.
I am so sorry, but you have to come to the school parking lot. My stalker just showed up.
Oh no! I panicked and hung up the phone. Then I ran out of the auditorium, totally forgetting about Kara. When I got to the parking lot, I stopped short when I saw Lydia kissing some guy. Lydia, what's going on? Where's the stalker?
Oh, this is him. I decided in the end. I like him and he's cute.
What? Why would you like someone who stalked you and made you feel unsafe?
He didn't stalk me. Stalk me. He's just some guy who hit on me at the mall, and I wasn't interested, so I thought he might stalk me. But I took his number anyway, in case I wanted to give him a chance. And I did.
Are you kidding me? Do you know how exhausted I've been being your bodyguard? Some guy even grabbed me, and you left me to make out with some stranger.
Well, I thought if I told you the full truth, you wouldn't be my bodyguard. You have no idea what it's like to be me, having to talk to fans all the time, and being a celebrity. You've never even had a real friend before me. It's fine. It's just, you have no idea what I've gone through.
What the heck? I was too angry to even answer her, so I just stormed off. I couldn't believe Lydia. Maybe it was tough being a celebrity, but did she have any idea what I had gone through? Being bullied my whole life and never having friends. I decided then and there I was done living in Lydia's shadow. I was trying out with Kara for the Spring Showcase. It was my turn to shine. So the next day, I auditioned with Kara, and it went amazingly. The director was blown away by our talent, and I had no idea what I'd been so scared of. We were in. Craziest of all. All the other performers were chosen, and we got the last spot. But just as we were walking out of the auditorium, I saw Lydia sitting in the back row, and her face was white with rage.
How could you do that to me, Soleil? You knew I wanted to sing for the showcase. The directors aren't accepting any more performers now.
You never told me you were auditioning. You don't even sing.
Of course I sing. And no offense, but you're not meant to be a performer. You need a certain look, and you don't have it. I love you, but someone needs to break it to you.
I felt myself boil with rage. Who was she to say I couldn't be a performer because of my teeth? Then suddenly, Kara whipped out her phone and held it in front of Lydia's face. A video started playing of a girl screeching.
Remember at Grandpa's birthday party when we did karaoke and you sang like a dying cat? Well, I filmed the video, and if you try to get in our way of performing, I'll post it online.
You are so mean, Kara. And for your information, I sing way better now. And I'm not gonna let my bestie embarrass herself in front of everyone.
With that, Lydia stomped off, and I was so confused. How did she and Kara know each other? And why did Kara say Grandpa?
In case you're wondering, Lydia and I are cousins. You guys may be friends, but I'm the only one who knows she's a two-faced witch.
What? You guys are cousins. No, wait. Look, I know Lydia can be a little selfish, but she's not a bad person. She totally saved my life in middle school. All the kids were teasing me because of my teeth, and she protected me. Lydia's the only one who's seen me for who I am as a person and not what I look like.
Oh, babe, you are just too naive. Come with me, and I'll show you what kind of person Lydia really is.
Kara caught my full attention, and I followed her to Lydia's locker. I watched as Kara picked the lock and took out a worn-out journal.
This is Lydia's diary. I like reading it for my own personal entertainment. I swear, if people knew how evil she really is, she wouldn't be famous. Look at all this stuff she says about people.
I grabbed the diary from Kara, and to my horror, it was filled with nasty comments about every kid at school. And then I saw something that broke my heart. Lydia had cut out pictures of me and colored in my teeth with black marker on the page she'd written. I don't know how much longer I can pretend to be this freak's friend, but her loser status makes me feel so much better about myself. Before I could stop myself, I burst into tears. My whole friendship with Lydia had been a lie. Kara put her arm around me.
I know it sucks, but at least you know the kind of person she is now. I'll help you get revenge. We'll crush her at the showcase.
Thanks, Kara, but I think I just need to be alone right now. I went home and ditched the rest of my classes. I didn't come out of my bedroom for 2 days and refused to go to school. I was just so depressed and I felt like such an idiot. And then my mom came to my room with some news.
Soleil, I know you're suffering right now, but I wanted to tell you something that for sure will cheer you up.
What is it?
Your dad and I finally saved up the money to get braces. We can finally fix your teeth.
Why? Because I'm too ugly for you to look at?
Of course not, sweetie. This has nothing to do with looks. It's just better for your jaw. If we get this fixed, it'll be easier to brush your teeth and eat and take care of dental hygiene.
Mom made a pretty good point. So that week, I let her take me to the orthodontist and I got braces. They were super uncomfortable, but I felt better knowing I was finally going to take care of my teeth. Then finally, when I was back at school, I spotted Lydia. I hadn't seen her since I'd read her diary, and when she saw me with braces, she freaked.
OMG, are you crazy? I thought you were proud of how you looked. Yet you got braces, which means you obviously hate yourself.
No, I love myself. That's why I got braces for my health. Also, congratulations. You don't have to pretend to be my friend anymore. I made new friends. Way better friends. With that, I walked away before she could answer. Kara was waiting for me by my locker. I couldn't believe I'd misjudged her. Maybe she was a freak like me, but she was amazing. That evening, Kara and I had our show, and I was super nervous. We had to go back to school at 7 p.m. to get ready. When we got there, crowds of kids were already outside the building. That's when we saw a mob of kids in the courtyard gathered around Lydia, yelling at her. They were holding their phones in her face and saying things like two-faced and sicko. What was going on? That's when I saw Kara laughing in the corner.
I posted the pages of Lydia's diary all over Instagram. Now everyone knows all the awful things she wrote about them.
Whoa, Kara. I know she's a jerk, but isn't that kind of low?
Not as low as faking being your best friend for years, and everyone deserves to know the truth about her. Trust me, Soleil, I still felt a little weird about it.
But I knew deep down, Kara was right. As we walked on the stage later together, the audience cheered and whistled. Don't be afraid of the decisions you make, because life is all about making choices and learning from them.
When I was a child, I didn't know who my father was. My mother didn't seem to care much about me either. Not because she was busy, but because she was more interested in luxury items and dating other men. The things I enjoyed most back then were playing with the kids in my neighborhood and spending time with the only person who truly cared about me, my grandma. Like me, she wasn't too fond of my mom either. When I was 10, I watched my grandma chase my mom out of her huge mansion with a walking stick.
Get out of my house, you ungrateful woman. How could you steal from me? And don't you dare deny it. Melanie told me everything.
Oh, come on, Mother. Your wrinkled pencil legs would never do this dress justice. I'm just doing you a favor by taking it.
You shameless witch! I'm officially disinheriting you.
Fine. I don't need your riches anyway.
With all this beauty, I'll marry a billionaire. Clearly, my mom was Delulu. And over the years, her craziness only got worse. Like this one time when I was 17, the cutest guy in my class invited me to his birthday party, and Mom decided to gate crash. And you'll never guess why. Nathan is turning 18. Mom, you can't attend his party. You're like 40.
Shh! Don't you dare say my age out loud, and I'm not attending the party for Nathan.
Let me guess. You plan to introduce yourself to Nathan's dad, Mr. Donald.
Exactly. This is a perfect opportunity for me, Melanie. Mr. Donald is so rich, and his wife just died. Score.
I cannot believe you just said that.
And now, there's a little punishment for calling me old. Collect 3 eggs or stay home on Nathan's birthday.
What?
Here are 3 suggestions: catfish, monkey poop, and gold busker. You have 50 minutes.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shining.
Oh, wow. Good job, darling. You've got my permission. Just imagine it. I could be the next Mrs. Donald, and you better wear something nice and behave.
Don't worry, Mother. I'll be on my best behavior. I wouldn't want to ruin your social climbing plans. With that, I left her room with an evil smile. Before we continue with the story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for your continued support. Mom had no idea it was a costume party, and I had just the perfect costume. The next day, I waited for her to leave, and I crawled under my bed and took my costume out from its hiding place. I can't wait to see the look on Mom's face when she sees me. After spending hours perfecting my makeup, I wore my costume and rode my unicycle to Nathan's house. As soon as I walked in, I went straight to Mom, who was too busy drooling at Mr. Donald. Mom, do you like my nose? I got an extra one for you.
Someone get this crazy clown away from me.
Without warning, she grabbed a candle lighter from the party table and pointed it at me. Have you gone completely mad? Put that down.
All you do is make my life miserable.
Surely she wouldn't set me on fire, would she? Just then, Nathan, who was a Lion King costume, charged at Mom, and as they struggled, the lighter ended up in Mom's hair.
Oh my God, my hair is on fire.
Quickly, I grabbed a tablecloth, then covered her hair, but she shoved me and ran out of the party.
Well, this is definitely the craziest birthday party I've ever had.
I giggled like Nathan had told the funniest joke. And as if that wasn't embarrassing enough, I batted my clown eyelashes at him.
Are you having a seizure?
What? I was going for cute, but never mind. I have to go check on my mom. A few minutes later, I arrived at my house to find Mom throwing my clothes out on our lawn. Mom, what's going on? Needless to say, she wasn't looking her best. Some of her hair was burned and she smelled like a barbecue.
I want you out of my house. I'm tired of you ruining my life.
And that's how I ended up moving in with my grandma, who I loved very much. And together, we had lots of fun at her mansion. One morning, however, she woke up screaming, and when I went to check on her, she pointed her walking stick at me.
Stay away from me, you alien! You'll not take me into your alien ship.
Haha, you got me! I'm a creepy alien. I waited for her to laugh with me, but she cowered in a corner and burst into tears. Alarmed, I called her doctor, who diagnosed her with dementia. I had no choice. I had to call my mom. When she arrived at the mansion, she rushed towards Grandma.
Oh, you poor thing. You don't even remember me, do you? I'm Alberta, your favorite and only daughter. Don't worry, Mommy dearest. I'm going to take good care of you.
Ugh! I could already feel the scheming in Mom's voice. And sure enough, the next morning, she dropped a bombshell.
Melanie, I need you to open your grandma's safe. I know she gave you her passcode a long time ago.
Seriously? That's what you care about right now?
Open the safe or I'm placing you under house arrest.
Say what now?
You heard me. Just give me the passcode. The safe is probably empty anyway.
Actually, all of Grandma's jewelry is in there. And before she lost her memory, she told me she was going to give it all away to charity. All of it.
Ugh, you demon child.
With that, she shoved me into my room and locked it. That night While I slept, someone touched my face. When I opened my eyes, a dark figure was standing over me.
Hello, Melanie. It's me.
Grandma, you remember my name? And how did you get in here?
Sit down, dear. I have something to tell you.
And you'd never believe what she told me. What do you mean? You faked your illness?
I did it to test you. I knew your mother would try to steal from me, and I wanted to see if you'd help her. I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so sorry she locked you in here.
I'm okay, Grandma. Actually, I have a revenge plan. Tie this around yourself. I handed Grandma a white bedsheet, and as I told her my plan, I used my makeup to paint her face and hands white as a ghost. To complete the look, I added some long stick-on nails to her fingers.
Are you sure this is going to work?
Trust me, Grandma. Mom is very afraid of ghosts. She even sleeps with the lights on. We both laughed as we headed to Mom's room in the mansion. Are you ready? As soon as she nodded, I kicked the door open, and Grandma walked into the room, just as Mom woke up screaming, "Get away from me!"
My dear Alberta, I have a message for you. You need to leave this house, or evil shall befall you. Men will flee at the very sight of you, and all your designer clothes will shrink 3 sizes too small.
Oh no, not my Gucci dresses. As Mom continued to scream, I rushed in. Mom, why are you screaming? There's a ghost. What? Where? She's right there. I was this close to bursting into laughter, but I had to stay in character. What are you talking about? Mom, there's nobody else here. Just you and me. But she's, I need to get out of here. And that, my dear viewers, is how Mom left the mansion barefoot and in a nightgown.
Did you see how fast she ran?
Yeah, with that speed, she's probably approaching Mars by now. We both burst out laughing as we high-five. A few days later, Nathan sat beside me at the fountain as I told him my crazy story.
I can't believe your grandma faked dementia.
I know, right? She's so crazy.
So, what happens now?
Well, Mom is still talking about ghosts, and she's still out of Grandma's will. So that means I'm going to inherit everything.
Please don't spend it all on clown costumes.
I giggled, but this time I wasn't embarrassed. I kept giggling until Nathan joined me.
Hello, friends. I'm Capri from Chicago. Before I tell you my incredible story, please like and subscribe. I know everyone thinks their dads are strong, but I knew for a fact that mine was the strongest. He was an army major, and I was super proud of him. But because of his job, he was gone for months. Mom left us when I was a baby, so Grandma took care of me in Dad's absence. But when I was in 7th grade, he gave me the best news ever. He was getting remarried, and I was getting a new mom and a sister. Dad got me the most gorgeous pink dress for his wedding, and everyone couldn't stop gushing about how pretty I looked. Until my stepsister Emery crashed into me and spilled her orange juice all over my hair and clothes.
I'm so sorry. There was a bee chasing me.
It's okay, the wedding's over anyway.
My stepmom doted on me, and Emery, well, she was also pretty awesome. But sometimes, she went overboard with her kindness.
Capri, I made these napkins for you with my own hands.
That would have been cute if Emery had not made them out of the dress I wore on our parents' wedding day. Once Emery and I were playing in a nearby park, and after a few hours, we felt hungry. So Emery went home to fetch something to eat. Suddenly, I heard her screaming, so I ran to her and found one of our neighbors holding her by her collar.
What are you doing, Mrs. Parkley?
I caught this little thief trying to break into your home. She was crawling through the kitchen window.
That's because I forgot the key, and no one's home.
Yeah, she's not a thief. She's my sister.
Your sister? I'm sorry, honey. You're so pretty. You both don't look related at all.
It was true that Emery and I looked different, but the way Mrs. Parkley said that made me feel bad. And Emery looked ready to explode.
And you look like you're related to a family of pigs. Here, eat some dirt.
Emery grabbed a fistful of mud, threw it on Mrs. Parkley's face, and ran away. Dad had to face the anger of a furious Mrs. Parkley for an hour that evening. Soon, Emery joined my school, and I was glad to introduce her to my friends. But I noticed that she tried to copy me in everything. We ended up buying the same clothes. She joined the school's drama club like me, and she even brought pasta to school every day like me, even though she hated it. Then one day, I got to know she wanted to play the role I was auditioning for in the school play. So I simply stepped back to give her the chance, and she did manage to land the role. When we got home, she happily broke the news to Mom and Dad. But just then, Dad got a call, and when he hung up, he cried with joy.
It was your drama teacher. Some casting director watched your recent play, and he wants to cast you in an upcoming teen movie.
I was ecstatic. Dad said he'd take us all to dinner at a fancy restaurant to celebrate. But that night, Emery got a bad headache, and Mom had to stay back to take care of her. After that day, I started getting popular in school. Suddenly, everyone wanted to hang out with me, but I felt Emery slowly growing distant. She no longer wanted to play with me at home, and at school, she'd often say awful things to embarrass me.
Did you guys know that Capri ate her boogers when she was little? You! And she loves smelling her socks after a sweaty gym session.
Whenever I told Mom about it, Emery started crying like a baby and said she was just having some harmless fun. 6 months passed, and one day Dad got a call that he and his team had to leave for Afghanistan immediately. A couple of days after Dad left, we got the most terrible news. Dad and a few of his teammates had gone missing. I was devastated, but Mom and Emery acted like everything was normal. It was Emery's birthday in a week, and both of them were busy planning for the party.
Capri, should I get a Barbie cake or a unicorn cake?
How can you even think about celebrating when there's still no news about Dad?
It's my 13th birthday. I can't let anyone ruin it. Besides, who knows if he'll ever be found?
That made me so angry, I gave Emery a tight slap. She pounced on me, and we fought like wildcats until Mom pulled us apart. When she heard what happened, she grounded me for a week. But when the party was in full swing, I may have sneaked into the kitchen and sprinkled some extra pepper in the food and poured a bottle of vinegar into the lemonade.
Mom, I feel like I ate the sun. Get me some lemonade, quick. What did you mix in it? It tastes like pee. Ugh.
The party was ruined. And obviously, it didn't take long for Mom and Emery to figure out who was responsible for it.
Your daddy spoiled you way too much, Capri. But now it's time to knock some sense into that pretty little head of yours.
Mom placed a mop bucket in front of me and asked me to clean the kitchen. Just then, I saw Emery walk out of my room with all my favorite dresses.
Since you didn't get me a birthday cake, I'm taking these. Oh, and I also like the headband you're wearing.
Emery snatched it from my head and put it on hers. And Mom didn't say a word. 2 years passed, and there was still no news of Dad or his teammates. But I never lost hope. Several acting offers poured in after my movie stint, but I refused them all since I was more interested in studying and topping my grades. Besides, I knew if I got more popular, Emery would resent it and find ways to make my life miserable. When I reached the 10th grade, a new girl named Quinn joined our class mid-session. Our teacher made her sit with me so that I could help her catch up on the work she'd missed. But soon, I noticed something really weird about her. She didn't smile or laugh at all.
Do you know what happens when an elephant feels dizzy? It elephantes. What's a cow's favorite holiday? New Year's Eve?
Soon, the whole class was gossiping about how weird Quinn was. Someone even started a rumor that she was a robot. Then one day, I entered the classroom and saw Emery's minions had pinned Quinn to a wall, and Emery was tickling her.
Why can't you laugh? Are you really a robot?
Stop it. Leave her alone.
I will when she smiles.
I'm sure Quinn doesn't want to waste her smile on a moron like you.
Just then, our teacher entered, and everyone went back to their seats. After that incident, Quinn and I grew super close. She told me that she had a rare condition called Mobius syndrome that made it impossible for her to have any facial expressions.
The kids at my previous school kept bullying me, so I begged Mom to shift me to a new one. But I guess I'll always be a weirdo.
Gwen, you're perfect just the way you are. I'm gonna make sure no one makes you feel otherwise.
I asked our teacher if Quinn and I could organize workshops to educate kids about Mobius syndrome, and she gladly agreed. Our workshops were a great success. Every kid who attended told Quinn how brave she was for talking about her condition, including our school's most popular jock, Chris.
You're awesome, Quinn, just the way you are.
Oh my God, did Chris just call me awesome? Pinch me, Capri, so I know it's not a dream.
Even our principal praised us and told me it was heartwarming to see the efforts I'd put in to help Quinn. A few days later, we had a debate competition in which both Quinn and I participated. When the results were announced, I stood first and Quinn stood second. We both hugged each other, but just then, Quinn's mom marched up on stage and started yelling at her.
You always stood first in your previous school. What happened to you? Why have you suddenly turned stupid?
But she came in second, and that's pretty awesome too. You should be happy for her.
Of course you'd say that since you bagged the top spot. Quinn, this girl's your competition. You need to stay careful.
Whatever did that mean? After that day, Quinn and I participated in a few more competitions, all of which I won while she stood second or third. She didn't seem to mind, but I knew her mom was giving her a tough time for it.
She thinks I was better off in my previous school. But doesn't she care about all the bullying you faced? She says because of my condition, it's something I have to learn to live with.
And here I thought my stepmom was a witch. Months passed, and soon it was time for prom. Quinn had a massive crush on Chris since our workshop days, and she felt he liked her too.
I think he's going to ask me out for prom. I'm so excited. I've already decided what I'm going to wear.
Just then, I saw Chris heading towards us. But instead of asking Quinn, he asked me out. I felt awful, and obviously I politely turned him down.
Why did you do that? The way he was looking at you, I think he really likes you. You're so lucky, Capri. Everyone likes you.
Oh, I have my share of haters too. Besides, how can I go out with a boy my best friend has a crush on? Remember sisters before misters?
Later that day, our science teacher had asked us to prepare a project and told us the best one would get a scholarship opportunity at a prestigious university in New York.
I need to win this one. I'm pretty sure my stepmom wouldn't spend a single penny on my college education.
And if I win this competition, Mom would finally stop breathing down my neck.
No matter which of us wins, a pizza party with lots of ice cream is guaranteed.
For the next few days, Quinn and I got busy with our projects. When we brought them to school on the submission day, I was surprised to see how amazing her project was.
This looks so incredible. I'm sure you're winning this time.
You really think so? I spent the last 3 nights working on it.
Just then, it was announced that we had to keep our projects in the auditorium for the teachers to review. After placing my project next to Quinn's, I was about to leave when a hand roughly turned me around.
How dare you agree to go out with Chris? I asked him out for prom night, but he told me he was taking you.
What the fudge? First Quinn and now Emery. Did the entire school have a crush on that guy?
I have no idea why he said that. He did ask me out, but I refused.
You lying witch!
Suddenly, Emery pushed me hard, and I landed straight on Quinn's project.
Oh God, Emery, what did you do?
I frantically tried saving Quinn's project, but just then I saw her walk in.
What's taking you so long, Capri? Heck! Ah, my project!
I'm sorry, Quinn. It was an accident.
Stop lying, Capri. I just saw you ruin this project. I tried to stop her, Quinn, but she said she had to win this competition at all costs.
I was shocked at how evil Emery could be. I was about to slap her, but Quinn caught my hand midair, and my heart broke to see the distress in her eyes.
I can't believe you'd stoop so low to win a competition. I should have believed my mom. All you ever cared about was winning. Our friendship never meant anything to you.
That's not true.
I tried to stop Quinn, but she ran away with tears in her eyes as Emery smirked at me. I was summoned to the principal's office, but given my spotless track record, I was let off after a stern lecture. After that day, Quinn refused to talk to me and started hanging out with Emery instead. Watching those two together made my blood boil, and I couldn't concentrate on my studies. For the first time, I got a C in science, my favorite subject. My home life was already a mess, and whatever little happiness I found in school was being destroyed by Emery. On prom night, I was in my bed watching my favorite Luna videos when Emery barged into my room dressed like a wannabe model.
How does it feel to be a loser, Capri, sitting all alone on prom night in your tacky clothes?
Why do you hate me so much? What have I ever done to you?
Remember Mom's wedding day? I was the flower girl, yet everyone kept talking about how pretty you looked. And then I bagged that play, but you got chosen for a movie. You've always tried to one-up me. Capri's so pretty. Capri's a genius. Capri, Capri, Capri.
I didn't do it intentionally. And is it really my fault that I'm good at what I do?
No, but do you have any idea how that makes me feel?
So technically, I should have stopped my growth just because you weren't growing at the same pace? You know what, Emery? I am not responsible for your insecurities, and I am so done with you.
The moment she left, I called Chris and told him I was ready to go to prom with him if he was still interested. He gladly agreed. And when I arrived at the party on Chris's arm, I could see Emery's jaw drop to the floor. And then she looked angrier than a raging bull, and came charging at me. But before she could reach me, someone stepped in between us.
Don't you dare mess with my best friend!
Quinn, you said you wouldn't be attending the prom.
Well, guess what? I changed my mind. And I am so glad that I did. How else would I have gotten the chance to hear you bragging to your friends about how you lied to ruin things between me and Capri?
Emery looked stunned for a moment. Then she tried to attack Quinn. But before she could, a crowd of angry girls picked her up and threw her out. Quinn apologized to me a lot, and I decided to give her another chance. Later that night, when Chris dropped me home, I opened the main door, but right then a bag came flying at me. Thankfully, I dodged it just in time.
How dare you think I'll let you into this house after what you did to Emery? Stealing the boy she likes? Humiliating her at prom? Take your bag and get lost. Go scrub someone else's toilets now.
No one talks to my daughter like that.
It was Dad! I was thrilled to see him and ran straight into his arms. He'd listened to every word of what Mom said, and he was furious. Dad asked me if this is how I'd been treated in his absence, and he immediately sent Mom and Emery packing. Dad then told me he'd been captured by the enemy and held hostage for 2 years. But then, the government struck a deal with them, and they released him.
I missed you so much, Dad.
I missed you more, sweetheart.
As Dad pulled me in for a hug, I knew my life would be perfect again.